This is what a 40,000 point Warhammer 40K army looks like. And today, I'm gonna review it because it's mine. As you guys may have known recently, I've sold a lot of my personal armies to fund the studio, and then these are the new ones that have replaced everything. So almost everything here has been painted recently, except for the Legiostorm Titans, which I did a couple years ago. So a little bit of a background on the whole force. This is the Imperial campaign forces that are going to fight on the planet of Lazaria. They're facing like a Necron uprising, so obviously we need Titans to fight skeletal robots. So I haven't really developed a lot of the lore, but basically the Solar Auxilia are coming in first to try to like raid the Tomb World, and then it just escalates and escalates and escalates until we get the Titans in here. So that's a little bit of background for when I come up with the army. So we're gonna start right here in front with the plebs. These guys are the basic cannon fodder infantry. Don't really matter in the big scheme of things. The Solar Auxilia here are painted as the Saturnine Rams. If you guys don't really know the lore of 30K, 40K, the Solar Auxilia are some of the most badass Imperial Guard units, or rather Imperial Army back in the Heresy. And I've kind of kept them as a 40K force that has some background from 30K. So in 30K, these dudes were second only to the Legiones Astartes. Be prepared for me to butcher names throughout this entire video. I can't pronounce anything. So the Saturnine Rams were the original 10 Solar Auxilia regiments raised from the Saturnine Ordo. They are Voidsmen, and they specialize in close quarters combat, in shipboarding and raiding like facilities and planet drop-in and stuff. So I really like the look of these models because they have like the 50s dive suit vibes. They have the cool looking Calibra V1 pattern las guns. Of course, they have the ugly Malkador battle tanks in the back. So I've kept all of the tanks besides the Stormhammer, the Malkador class, because I want each of my guard armies to look a little bit different. So some are gonna get Beam and Russes. These guys are getting the Malkador battle tanks. So this army was a pretty quick paint job. I painted the whole thing in about 5 days. It's not great, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. So let's go through some of the individual units in the army. So right here in the front, I have command staff. It's led by I guess he's a colonel rank. I don't know. He has a different rank in the Heresy. I bought this army to play in a 30K league that's supposed to happen here that hasn't, and I don't really know anything about 30K, so I kind of just bought through everything. Starting with the actual units right here in the back, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 tertios of lasgun guardsmen. They're just the regular Auxilia dudes with the cool lasguns. And I got 4 of the Dracosan battle tanks for them that are in the back right there. So that's their transports. I gave them Demolisher cannons because I thought it would look cool, but apparently if you take the Demolisher cannon, you can only carry 10 guys. So half these dudes are walking, but that's okay. And then moving on, we got 2 units here of the Auxilia veterans with the Volkite, and then got 20 with the boarding axes right here. Just another squad on the other side of the command squad. Dude, these guys are just so badass. Who charges into a spaceship with a fucking axe and no gun? It's pretty cool. And then we had another set of 20 veterans holding flamers. That a little bit more practical in my mind. So finishing off the infantry right here, actually we got 2 things. So we got the medical orderlies right here. Now what kind of medic holds a chainsaw? That's right, battlefield surgery right there. Just amputate the whole limb. And then we got the laziest dude in the army gets a little wheelchair to carry him around, but he's lost a leg, so guess that makes sense. Then over here we got the big boys, the Ogren Auxilia, or the Karenite Ogrens, whatever they're called in 30K. Dude, these guys look cool. I've never owned Ogrens before. I didn't realize how big they were compared to a normal infantry. Let's put it in the front right here. Like, those things are big. Behind them, we have a bunch of Cyclops. So these are like mini tanks that drive up and blow up in your face, similar to the German Goliaths of World War II. So little mini bombs. It's pretty cool. And right behind it, we have 3 of the Malcador Infernuses. So there's 1, 2, 3. And all of the tanks, I made custom decals on them. So we have the logo of the Rams. And then on the other side, every tank has a name. It is named, every single tank is named after a moon of Saturn. So this one here is the Prometheus. And Saturn has, I think, 53 named moons, so we can double the size of this army effectively. Alright, moving on, we got 3 Valdor tanks right here. These guys have turbo lasers taken from Titans and mounted on a tank. That is also pretty badass. Right next to it, we got the centerpiece of the army, the Solar Auxilius Stormhammer. This is just, it's a battleship that has tracks. That's the best way I can describe it. Let's see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guns on it. That is a lot of guns. And then we already went over the transports for the infantry next to them. And in the corner right here, we got 3 of the Minotaur artillery guns. So it's just a double-barreled Earthshaker cannon on top of a backwards Malcador tank. And then in front of them, we have the port batteries for the infantry. The Solar Auxilia do not believe in static weapons platforms. These guys get to drive their weapons around on track. So I got 6 of the quad mortars and 3 of the Rapier laser batteries. And then moving on to the front rank of tanks. Right here we have 3 Malcador Defenders, which are just tanks with heavy bolters everywhere that they can fit. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heavy bolters on each tank. That actually might be the most competitive unit in this army in the current 40K rules. Then we have 3 of the regular Malcador battle tanks, so got a Lehman Russ battle cannon and a demolisher cannon with heavy bolter sponsons. And then over here we have the dedicated like medium light vehicle killers. These are the Malcador Annihilators. They got a twin link las cannon on top, las cannon in the front, and 2 las cannons on the side. I actually don't know if that's a legal build, but why would you not put 5 las cannons on a tank? Moving on to the second army in the group, we have the House Tyrannus Imperial Knights. Tyrannus is one of the original knight households that was founded on Mars. So they're more like the Adeptus Titanicus and the Adeptus Mechanicus than being like the feudal knight houses on other worlds. During the Great Crusade, they were obviously one of the biggest, one of the most famous, but they were absolutely decimated during the Horus Heresy because they decided to stick with the Imperium and not join the Traitor Mechanicus. So in this army, my lore is that when the Adeptus Mechanicus comes to investigate the Necrons, they just bring a fuck ton of knights to fight them. That's as far as I got with it. I would like to thank my friend Clifton America Russell for doing most of the assembly on these guys. This army has pretty much 3 of every kind of knight except for 9 of the main ones. I'm missing a few that need to be painted, so I'll talk about those later. Starting back here with this big dude, we have the Acastus Knight Asterius. This is my favorite model in the army. We actually painted him on my first stream ever in 3 hours. So let me know what you guys think about that as a 3-hour paint job. I think it turned out pretty good for only 3 hours of work. We got a Thracis Knight Acheron with a giant double barrel flamethrower, a chainsaw with twin heavy bolter on it. And then next to it, we have the Thrasis Knight Styrax, I think it's called. It has some weird energy weapons. I don't remember what they're called. But on the other side, we also have the same. Going over here, another Acheron, 2 Castellans, one here, Castigator. And then in front of that, we have 3 of the Questors Knight. They're not the Megaras, they're the other boys. The Maggie boys are on the other side. I think there's 9 regular Knights. Yeah, just all across the middle right here. Just 9 normal Questors Imperialis Knights. And then on this side, we got the other 3 Questors Knights. These are the Maggie boys with the lightning cannons that everyone knows about. And then behind it, we just got mirror to the other side. These are the 2 Castellans. Oh, the other 2 are Valiants, whatever, Castellan Valiant. They look the same chassis. And then a Castigator, another Styrax, another Acheron, and then we have the Porphyrion right here, the Cassis Knight Porphyrion. That thing is the biggest knight. It only needs 1 pilot, and it is almost the size of a Warhound Titan. So that's pretty cool. The last army. Behind it, we got what everyone came here to see. This is the Legio Astorum Adeptus Titanicus. It's been my dream ever since I started playing Warhammer. When I got like my second White Dwarf, there's a picture of a Warhound Titan in there. I think I was like 14. And I was like, man, I would never be able to afford a Titan. And then fast forward a couple years, I bought a whole mana pool. So these are painted as the Legio Astorum. They are known as the Warp Runners. They hail from the Forge of Lucius, and that's about to the extent that I know their lore. All I know is that back in the day, these Titans could teleport around the battlefield, but I think even GW thought that was too OP, because yeah, Titans should not be able to jump in and out of the warp. So I would like to thank 3 people for building this army for me. As you guys can see the theme here, I don't build models hardly ever. So Chris Long built me the 3 Warhounds, Chris Grinsteed built me the 2 Reavers, and one of my customers, Chris Thompson, built the Warlord Titan for me. So just get a close-up of these. It's a little hard. So this army is obviously the Warlord Titan. He has the, I think it's the Lucius beta pattern head from, it's a limited edition head from Forge World that Dr. Jack Daniels bought me at LVO. It was like $100 for his stupid head. And it has the Bellicosa volcano cannons, and then on top of the shoulders are 3 triple laser destroyer whatever cannons. All of the Titan weapons have like insane names. And then flanking him, we got the 2 Warhounds and then 1 in the front. You know, just the normal Warhound Titans. The main boy right here, Canis, I think Primaris is what his name is. So he has a plasma blast gun and a twin link turbo laser destructor. And then we got the OG plasma and Vulcan Mega Bolter. And on the other side, that dude has a giant triple barrel flamethrower. Then moving on to lastly, but not least, the Reaver Titans. These ones have the triple laser destroyer gun and then like a giant Gatling cannon that shoots like tank rounds or something. I don't remember what their weapons are called. Yeah, that is a little bit about each army. Save me some time responding to the comments. You guys are want to know like how many points each army is and what is the retail. So we actually went down and added up the points value for all the armies and figured out how much everything would cost. So at the front here, the Solar Auxilia, we're looking at exactly 10,000 points using the Horus Heresy, like 30k rules, because a lot of the units don't have 40k rules. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, considering how many models there are, but they are just the plebs in the army, so they're not hardly worth anything. Retail price came out to a lot more than I was expecting, $4,812. I was looking at the Forge World site, and I can easily understand why. Like, each of these Malcador tanks is like $155, and the infantry are criminally expensive. I won't even go into that. You guys can check Forge World if you want to see. The most reasonably priced thing in the army is surprisingly the Stormhammer right here. It's like $200, considering the Malcador's 1/4 of the size of 155. I don't know. Forge World's high with their pricing. And then moving on to the Imperial Knights right here. I think there's 40 Knights that are painted. I have 10 more to add to them at some point, but as is, they are 16,445 points. And the total retail price for them comes out to $7,652.50. Back to the Titans again. The Titan army is worth 17,500 points to field these guys in a game. So it all adds up to about 43,500-ish points for everything here. And then the total price to get all of these Titans from Forge World is $7,400. I didn't add up what all three of the armies were worth money-wise, but it'll be right here on the screen. I'll let Duck add it up for me. So that is a tour of the army. It's 40,000 points. Obviously not enough points. So hopefully sometime next year at the same time, it's gonna be 100,000 points. So what's next for the army? So I have a couple armies that are in assembly right now. The first are some Cadians. They're gonna be the Lazarian Guard. They're gonna wear all Cadian garb, armor, Cadian pattern, everything. They're Cadian fanboys. They're gonna be the homeworld guard for this force. That army has about 200 Cadians and maybe about 30 tanks. So it'll be about the size of the Solar Auxilia army. But luckily it's all plastic, so it's about a third of the cost. Not gonna get another Knight army, that's plenty of Knights, but I am going to have another Titan army that is in assembly right now. That one will be the Legio Ignatum, the Fire Wasp. They will be painted similar to the House Tyrannus guys, because they also come from Mars. That'll be a Warlord, a Warbringer, a Reaver, and 2 Warhounds. And my buddy Gammy is currently building that for me right now. We got a Space Marine army that I'm gonna paint as the Redemptors chapter from the Astartes movie. That one is going to be a full company. So about 100 Marines and the transports to go with them, including 2 of the Forge World Super Heavies. I think I'm gonna add like a scout company that's like 50 dudes too, because those new scout Marines are awesome. So that'll boost it to maybe about, I don't know, maybe like 70, 80,000 points. I haven't really added up those guys, so I'm not sure. The only other thing I got planned for these guys is a Death Corps of Krieg army. GW just showed off the new plastic models. It's gonna be a big army. I'm gonna be very poor. All right, thank you guys for watching. I will see y'all in the next video. But wait, I forgot, we got one more thing. There's a lot of Titans over here. You guys like Titans, I like Titans. I want to paint another Titan. So we are going to give away a whole ass Warbringer Titan. It's over here.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so Warbringer Titan, we're gonna give this away. Not this exact model. You guys will have a chance to win a legit Warbringer Titan. No, it is not a joke. No, it is not an Omnipotent Titanic scale. It is a full-size Warbringer Titan. So how can you win this? The Warbringer Titan will be raffled away for the Iron Halo charity this year. Okay, let's get a scale comparison with the normal Knight right there. So that's a normal Knight, and then we got the Chad Warbringer right behind it. So the Iron Halo GT this year is doing a charity for the On the Rock Ministries, and they've sent me a Warbringer Titan that I get to paint and give away to anyone who contributes to the charity. It'll be a raffle. We will ship it anywhere in the world at no cost. And the best part is that all of you viewers can vote on what color you want the model to be, how I do the basing. All of that info will be in the description, and y'all can come onto my stream and subscribers can vote on how they want the Titan to look. Also, the stream video will be on Twitch, twitch.tv/SASwagMiniArt, and you guys can follow the progress of painting the Titan. Check out the link in the description if you want to win a Warbringer Titan. Alright, now bye for real.